border is a line recorded on map as well as on land using physical markers that has to be accepted by the parties involved. In 1947, British India was split into India and Pakistan. Since then, there has been great changes in the Indian borderline, the biggest of them being separation of East Bengal from Pakistan and formation of Bangladesh. The land border stretched to an approximate 14,103 kilometers. An area of such large proportions associate the Indian land borders with some unique peculiarities. India shares its international borders with 7 countries, being Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Bangladesh. Each of these border regions present different challenges in lieu of terrain, weather, social or man-made issues to the various task forces guarding them.
On the west, the international border starts in Gujarat. Gujarat border consists of 2 terrains, the Creek area and the Rann region. The Creek area is one of the trickiest regions on the borderline. The infamous Sor Creek is a tidal estuary which drains into the Arabian Sea, dividing Gujarat from the Sindh in Pakistan. Sir Creek is not under the jurisdiction of Indian Army, whereas the Indian Navy and the Coast Guard do not have appropriate vessels to navigate the waters. The Border Security Force is thus the only force presently capable of guarding Sir Creek. The midstream of Sir Creek is taken as the border. However, Pakistan disagrees and considers the Indian coastline as the border, stating that the creek has shifted towards Pakistan. The Rann is a large, salty, flat marshland with no source of fresh water or life support whatsoever. BSF faces problems in communication, maintenance, and navigation since the land is completely featureless. However, Gujarat border is one of the more peaceful borders of India.
As we move north, the Gujarat border faces into the Rajasthan border. The border is properly demarcated and undisputed and has been a historical battlefield. The Thar Desert spreads on both Indian and Pakistani side of the fence, with Pakistan having human habitation closer to the border compared to India, where people reside 300 to 400 kilometers away. The region has severe water scarcity, extreme hot and cold climate, and shifting sand dunes full of snakes and scorpions that make border patrolling difficult. BSF has a special camel contingent particularly for this border. Smuggling of gold and heroin on trained camels from Pakistan to India poses another problem for BSF. In an interesting way, camels travel without riders to a location. BSF employs khojis or seekers who track camel footprints to intercept them.
Moving up, the border split British Punjab into East and West Punjab. All major challenges in this area is because the population is maintained bang on the border, except in areas crisscrossed by many rivers and floodplains of Punjab, where the fencing cannot be maintained. The Punjab border is notorious for smuggling of narcotics, militancy, and infiltrations. The fencing is often violated under the cover of fog in winters. People in this region were hard hit by partition and still maintain ties with Pakistan. There are few checkpoints like Husainwala border, locally known as Ganja Singh border, and the famous Wagah Atari border. The Atari border is a crossover for Samshada Express, a train running bi-weekly between India and Pakistan.
Suddenly the atmosphere gets heavier as the closing of the border ceremony begins. Now this is more like it. Officers seem to be selected on the basis of their facial hair. But facial hair alone is not enough. You also have to gain approval from the Ministry of Silly Walks before being signed up for this job. These strutting peacocks aren't confined to the Indian side of the border. Not to be outdone, the Pakistanis take the evening display every bit as seriously.
The Jammu and Kashmir border starts with a dispute. After the Indo-Pak War of 1971, it was mutually agreed to maintain ceasefire and current ground position until resolution of dispute via talks. Thus, LOC, the line of control, was born. The area between LOC and IB, or the international border, is called POK, Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. India depicts the international border on map, which is under Border Security Force in India and Pak Rangers in Pakistan, whereas holding the LOC is the Army's job in both countries. 190 km of borderline from Pathankot till Chenab River in Akhnur has BSE. Another 20 km after Chenab has Army. This stretch of land border is international border according to India, but Pakistan claims it to be LOC. Army is posted all the way up to Siachen. This stretch is inhabited and tilled right up to the zero line, and insurgency is very, very high. J&K features massive terrain variations from gravel ground to high altitudes till Kargil, and then glaciers in the Siachen in a range of 1,000 to 18,000 feet. Regions till 8,000 feet are mountainous coniferous forests and have mine beds on either side of border fence. There is frequent cross-firing due to small violations. A large number of infiltrators enter from here and cross the Pir Panjal range to reach the Srinagar Valley. Snowfall from January to May blocks all movement in winter. Despite a permanent guard, peace is deceptive in this area. On the Indo-Pak border, connectivity and communication is low. Transportation and supply line is quite long. The height causes ill health and evacuation is risky. The maintenance of forces here is expensive. We are not in a state of war with Pakistan. Still, the LOC is almost a warfare. Troops die in line of duty, mainly in tension-prone areas like Uri, Nagaon, Tangdhar, Matchal, Bandipura, Kargil, and many, many more. As Indian citizens, we must have knowledge of our nation. Borders legally define a country. We must know what it takes to maintain the borders of India, the difficulty and effort it takes to keep our country secure. We must respect those who serve at the borders. This documentary aims to provide awareness.